going on? Man, it's really crazy when you get good at feeling people out, at reading them, reading everything. Body language. I read a book about body language, and body language, martial arts, they go hand in hand. It's like Musashi says, there's a point where you become so knowledgeable, skillful of your own self that no one can deceive you with the actions of their body or their tactics. And so right there you got a clear reference to understanding the psychology, behavior of people. I've been studying into this stuff called NeuroLinguistics Programming, and now I can read someone's eyeballs and tell if they're recalling from memory, or if they're constructing it as they speak. For instance, or I can tell if a girl likes a guy by how she has her body pointed. It's just like me, okay? If I got both my toes pointed at you when I'm going to fight, it means that's which way my energy's going, is in the direction which my body, either my shoulder, my knees, elbows, chin, all these things. It's just basic, simple body language, right? And then here's another aspect to this, okay? Since I do these internal martial arts, there's a lot of, basically, it's called moving meditation, is what I do with the circle walking. And in Tai Chi and the Chinese boxing styles of martial arts, you got this you got a sense, you feel, you use your skin, kind of like you if I got my arm on your arm and you move, shift your balance, I can feel it, right? But they say you can get to a state where you can sense if someone's going to hit you before they do it. So in a way, since I started this practice, it opened something up. It's like, basically, I'd say I'm borderline empathic, not psychic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I have this way. It's like I got my feelers out. My antenna is always, if you broadcast something either through verbal, nonverbal, body language, even a or a you can, you know what I'm saying? I'm just real receptive to all these things, but it's like, but there's a downside to this, okay? It's like you always catch people trying to deceive either you or others, or even in some cases people are just trying to deceive themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you're aware of it. You know what I mean? And they're not aware of how deep you actually can read, what they're broadcasting. It's like there's also another fighting thing it's called broadcasting or telegraphing your intentions. You know what I'm saying? It's like a wrestler. He's going to drop and he's going to kind of go like this. A boxer's going to put up his guard. You know what I'm saying? If he draws back like this, he's coming to punch you forward. You know what I mean? That's called telegraphing your intentions. And the same thing works in communication. You know what I'm saying? People make mistakes and they're just unaware of it because people can't look at themselves. You know what I'm saying? As they're all the time. You can't have a mirror all the time. You know what I'm saying? But a perceptive person or a self-aware person will keep these things in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because later people will gossip about you. They will point out everything bad that they can, because it's just human nature. It was in the Hagakur. It says, people are going to gossip about you. And that's what it says. Just know that. So if you're being an asshole, if you're fucking up, if you're lying, if you're doing wrong, if you're stealing shit from the people around you, or violating. It's like even this right here. You see this can? Look, if I set this can here, look. I just entered your personal space. You through the screen. Okay, now look. Even more. Now there's more intense of a personal space violation. Even more. Now look. Put my motherfucking foot up here. You know what I'm saying? Look. Now I'm really not. I might as well be leaning on you. Now, I'm not sure if some people are aware and they're doing this shit intentionally because they're trying to intimidate you or impose on you, you know what I'm saying? Or if they're just unaware, dude, they're just doing it because it's the way they are and they're inconsiderate, you know what I'm saying? They don't, like I said, you don't always have a mirror. And if we did always, or just assume, if you assumed that you were always on camera, that would change the motherfucker's behavior like that because they know every little bad thing that they did. There it is. You got it. You got record of it. But the thing about this is, like I said, I didn't know what I got myself into here, and it really it doesn't make me feel better about humanity. It actually makes me feel worse because look, I see how people are. You start to lose faith in people. I'm not saying not lose faith altogether. I'm saying you lose faith in people because you're not seeing nothing genuine anymore, or you're rarely seeing genuine. Even an act of kindness, okay? Here, I walk up on a bum, give him $5. But look, the church choir was watching. Let's say that for instance, okay? You didn't do that because you were trying to appear to be generous. Because you were doing it for show. You weren't doing it because you felt it was right. Because I mean, if you did it then, you know, you don't seek the recognition. You know what I mean? So, I mean, truly, I can't see into your heart. You know what I'm saying? But if you leave cracks open, if you don't realize, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna run into people, encounter people like myself who is perceptive. Very perceptive. But even with my training, my understanding, my age, you know, my upbringing, all these circumstantial factors here, I still can make mistakes. You know, there is exceptions to every rule when it comes to these things, and not all people are the same. Like for instance, a left-hander is going to have the opposite body mechanics as a right-hander because the left side of your brain controls your right hand, the right side of your brain controls the left hand, and each side of your brain has a different function, you know what I mean? So some of these factors can throw it off. Like for instance, I'll tell you one of the best examples of how I broke down body language. I was in a bar, I was watching this good looking ass black chick. She was like black and something else, so she wasn't straight black, but she was fine. And I was watching her talk to this guy and his girlfriend. And she had one toe pointed at the girl, one toe pointed at the guy. And then she kept moving her boobs at each of these people. And I said, man, that girl's confused. She doesn't know if she wants to be straight or a lesbian. And I happened to be with someone who said they knew her. And they said, yeah, she's a bisexual. I knew all that just from watching her have a conversation with someone else. I mean, that's how this thing works. You know, you gotta know how to do it, then you gotta practice at it, and then after you practice for long enough, you'll be able to access this type of analyzation techniques or breakdown, whatever. You can size people up like that, you know what I'm saying?